Hi, welcome to our Cheltenham Festival 2022 anti-post chats. And this week, joining me as ever is the Bookie's Foe. We're going to discuss the Brown Advisory Novices Chase. So where do we begin?
Penn, this is a shocking race as it looks at the minute. It's such a weak market. I can't remember such a bad race really. It's full of horses not good enough. Probably won't run, blah blah blah. The favourite is head and shoulders above these. Miles, even 7-4 is value, but this far out, obviously you're not going to back a 7-4 shot. But if they turn up on the day, he'd be odds on as far as I can see. Galloping Deschamps. There's not a lot of negatives you can say about him. He's brilliant at Cheltenham last year. He's the festival form. He's been brilliant so far over fences. Travels well, jumps brilliantly for a novice. And the further he goes, the better he's getting. He could win a strong RSA. He really could. This is a particularly weak one. And the reason I say that is because the next two in the market, Brave Man's Game and Ahoy Senior, I don't think either of them are going to turn up. They're very good horses in their own right. Cheltenham is not for them, though, I don't think at all. Paul Nicholls has already hinted that he'll go straight to Aintree. He'll bypass Cheltenham, I mean. And Ahoy Senior was well beaten the other day by Brave Man's Game at Kenton, but I think Ahoy Senior just needs a long, flat track. Aintree, Newbury, where he was very impressive the last day. So I don't think Cheltenham suits either of them. So for that, I think the favourite's a shoe in, and I think it's a dreadful race.
So is it quite difficult to try and find some value then in?
It's been very difficult. It's been very difficult. I'll go down through it. I'll just touch on the race. Obviously, it's the novice version of the Gold Cup. It is 2 furlongs short, but it's the Gold Cup for novices. Age-wise, you want a 7 or 8 year old really. Very, very few 9-year-olds have won it. Very, very few 5-year-olds have won it, and 6-year-olds are scarce enough. So you want a 7 or 8 year old. And I'll go through the market.
Yeah, of course.
So the favourite's very, very strong. Obviously, like I said, this is an anti-post show. We're not going to be back tipping up horses at 6-4. Brave Man's Game, Ahoy Senior. I've just said that.
Yeah.
Their prices are not value. I couldn't touch either of them at Cheltenham. I couldn't. The race is that week, though. You'd nearly have a second guess, but I don't think they're going to turn up. Fury Road is next in the betting at 8-1. We backed him in the Stayers last season. He was very, very disappointing. So his Cheltenham form isn't fantastic. He won well the last day, but I think 8-1's not value at this point. Appreciate it will not run in this. Beacon Edge, surely not good enough to win this. Concertista will run in the Mares Chase. True under 5, nearly made the short list, but I'm not convinced with him. Classical Dream will run in the Stayers. Run Wild Fred is surely going to be targeted towards the Grand National. Statler, I don't know what they're going to do with Statler because he's not fast enough for 2.5, and I don't think he gets the 3 miles, and he certainly won't get the National Hunt Chase trip. He does jump particularly well, but I don't think Cheltenham suits him really. We have Long Press of Venetia Williams, and as impressive as that horse has been, I think that's going to be more of to see him turning up in the National Hunt Chase, 3 mile 6. Jungle Boogie is very, very interesting, but He's 8 now, so he'll be 9 in January, and is very, very lightly raced. So I couldn't see him. And then you sort of drift down again through the field, and you're just coming across horses that, like we've said in many videos, not good enough and won't run.
Yeah.
And but look, we pulled out two at big prices that we're willing to put up onto the chart, and we think they're value at this point. And but what a shocking race! It really is bad.
Yeah. So talk me through the two that you have found then that you are reasonably happy with.
Reasonably been the board. So the first one we're going to go for is a horse called Oscar Elite of Colin Tizard's.
Right.
And like I've mentioned before in previous videos, Colin Tizard's horses are well handicapped at the minute and maybe underrated in the graded and open company races because he's been out of form for 2 years. Now he had a great start to the season, but he's now lost form very quickly again. He's a 0% strike rate out of 25 in the last 2 weeks. So he's out of form again. And Oscar Elite runs at Cheltenham on New Year's Day.
Oh, right.
He's actually a big price for that novice chase. And I can't see him doing anything because I do follow, some people ignore trainers for him. I don't. I take it on board.
Yeah.
So I think he will disappoint at Cheltenham on New Year's Day. But subsequently, I think you're going to get an even bigger price then for the Brown Advisory. I'm hoping Colin's form will pick up again. I'm hoping this is just a temporary thing. And if that is the case, he will be massively underestimated for the race. What's to like? Well, he was second in the Albert Bartlett behind Vanillier at 40-1 last season. And because Colin was way out of form at the time, this performance has to be upgraded.
Yeah.
It has to be upgraded. Now Vanillier won very easily in the Albert Bartlett. Oscar Elite was second. There's some decent horses in behind, and I just think, he's festival form in the book, and I think what did we get? 66-1 with Bet365 is what we've taken. He is, I think, widely available at 25s and a couple of 40s, but 66-1 is the standout bet.
Wow.
With Bet365. He's come out this season and he fell in his chase debut at Cheltenham, which 3 under through 5 had won. He was arguably going to win though, Oscar Elite. When he came down, he had a great chance of winning it. The horse that finished second is a decent yardstick in Does He Know? So I'm just really happy to take that price considering Colin's form over the last 2 years. His horses are underestimated. He's Cheltenham form. He's festival form, which is more important again. And I think 66-1 is a bonkers price. Colin Tizard is no stranger to pulling out huge price winners at the Cheltenham Festival. And if you go through the history of the festival, you'll find Colin Tizard popping up with big prices, winners and places. So I'm not afraid to take a big price about him. So he is going to be our first selection. Oscar Elite.
Great.
66-1.
Interesting to watch him as well at the weekend, won't it?
New Year's Day, he runs in the novice chase there at Cheltenham. Yeah. So he's a big price for that race. And the reason he's a big price for it is because Colin's he's having a horrendous time again. He's out of form again, but that surely won't last that long, hopefully. And we may even get a bigger price than 66.
So what's your second choice?
So the second one we've gone for is a horse called Capodanno.
Yeah.
Capodanno is owned by JP, is trained by Willie Mullins. Doesn't get much better than that. And when you're looking at his price, 16-1 we got, and you see some of the prices, some of the others, I think it's a lovely anti-post bet, really.
Yeah.
He should be aimed for the race. I think he will. He's quite a young horse, but he's improving. I'm just trying to bring him up here now. Just bear with me. Sorry. No.
Yeah, no worries. Definitely has been much more of a struggle though with this particular race, hasn't it? To select two.
It's been an absolute.
So many more variables, I think, than even I realised you went through to try and find the right ones.
You could eliminate. I was eliminating horses very easily, but you find out you're eliminating the whole field, and it's like, oh my god! And then you're sort of half thinking to going back to a high senior and Brave Man's Game, but I think at least one of them won't turn up, and possibly both of them. So Capodanno might be slightly young. He has made his chase debut that he won on the 16th of December at Nice. He won quite handy enough. He beat Gaillard de Menil, who we rate very highly. Gaillard de Menil was odds on the day, and because he was disappointing, we're hoping now he'll be sent back over hurdles, because we have him backed for the stayers at a big price. So, but you know, he jumped okay, and you know, he stayed on well over 2.5 when yielding to soft ground. So, given the way the market is, I think there's a lot of encouragement to take from him, the trainer, the owner. He's never ran at Cheltenham, but there's no reason to suggest he won't handle it. He's won at Clonmel. He's won at Punchestown. On his final hurdle start, he won by 12 lengths. So just the best of a bad field, really. It's a horrendous race, and I'd rather take 16-1 about Capodanno than be, you know, sort of guessing will Brave Man's Game or a high senior turn up, and I don't think Cheltenham suits them. But if Galloping de Champ turns up in the day and he's odds against, I'd have a decent win bet on him. But for the purposes of our little experiment,
yes,
we'll pop Oscar Elite and Capodanno up.
Okay.
Nice price.
So putting on the chart now, just have a look at the charts.
Yeah.
And I'd say filling up nicely.
It is.
And you know, we have got some really good prices on there.
We have. Just on a summary on it, Envoy Allen sort of re-established himself a little bit in the chasing world. Whether he'll go for the Gold Cup again or not, I don't know. But what price is he for the Gold Cup now? What do we got? We backed him at 8s.
But you know, it's going to be movement, wasn't there? We knew there'd be movement up and down, and as we get closer, things will change. But
you can still get 33s for Envoy. Chantry House was disappointed in the King George, and because of that, there's been a huge overreaction, I think. You can now back Chantry House at 25s for the Gold Cup, and I'd go in again.
Yeah,
I'd actually go in again and back him, because he that was too bad to be true. He's way better than that. So I'd be wondering if Nicky will come out and say maybe there was some sort of issue with Chantry House. But 25s, get on him again, because nothing will stay better than him on the day, unless he has a serious enough injury, and he didn't look too injured. Blue Lord, Aspire Tower, I'm happy with them for the Arkle. Put the Kettle on for the Champion Chase isn't looking too great. Delighted with Captain Guinness. He looks solid at 25s. She Wears It Well ran the other day, and what have we got? 50-1 for the Champion Hurdle. That's probably not looking great now. No. You know, she fell, but I don't think she was particularly disappointing. I haven't actually seen that race, so I'd like to maybe go back and have a look at it.
Yeah.
Tentatively, you know, keep our hopes up about her. Epatante went and won. So I don't know what price she is now for the champion hurdle, but I'm happy enough with that. Ryanair, big getaway. There's no sign of him coming out, and he needs to start coming out, and we need to get 2 or 3 runs into him before. I hope he's not injured. If anyone knows, they can maybe put a comment in the down below about the big getaway, because if he is going to run, that's a massive price. Janadil, disappointed in the King George, but I expected that. I don't think the track or the trip suited him really. So I'm still hopeful of 16s for the Ryanair. Brewing up a storm for the Stayers. 25s, Gaillard de Menil. 25s for the Stayers. I'm happy enough with them too. I'm hoping Willie's now going to bring Gaillard de Menil back over hurdles, because he disappointed slightly over fences. And Burning Victory ran a blinder in the 3 mile race at Leopardstown, and I think there's every chance now she'll stay over hurdles and go for the mares, and 40s is huge. Queensbrook is very solid at 16s. I'm hoping she's well within herself, and overall I think the chart's looking good.
Great. What are we looking at for next? Well, our next video is only going to be a few days away, isn't it? So as we need to do a bit of catch up over our Christmas break. So what we're going to look at next?
We're going to have a look at the Mares Novice hurdle.
Brilliant. So definitely be looking forward to that, and catching up with you then. I hope you have a lovely new year.
And you.
And I'll chat to you soon.
Thanks, Penn.